Okay, so we're going to do another example. If I had x equals -2, guys, what I want you to know is what this means is this was 1x plus 0y equals -2. This is the standard form. This was your a value, your b value, and your c value, but 0 times y always equals 0. We don't need the 1, so the final equation is just x equals -2. So if I have to find those solutions, I'm just going to make all my x values -2, and then I can pick any number for y, because I know that y can be any number because it's going to be multiplied by 0. I'm going to pick ones that are easy to graph: 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now I'm going to graph that. -2, 2, -2, 3, -2, 4, and -2, 5. Draw my line, and I have just graphed x equals -2. So I want you to think, you could come up with solutions forever. -2, 1,000, -2, 300. All that has to happen is that x has to equal -2. So then you can also see x equals 3. Well, guys, let's just go where x equals 3. It's right here. If you were to graph this line, it would be right here on x equals 3. It only hits the x-axis, and let's come up with some points. 3, 5, 3, -1.2, 3, 100, 3, 50. These are all solutions because all that has to happen is that x equals 3. Okay, so last thing here. This time our x coefficient is 0. So I want you to think about what's going to happen. We put any number in for x, it's going to be multiplied by 0. This is going to go away, and y is always going to equal 2. So let's learn from our mistakes and just go straight to y equaling 2, because that's how you're going to see this equation on stars, just y equals 2. Any x value can now go in. So let's put -1, 0, 1, and 2, and let's graph this line and see what it looks like. -1 up 2, 0 up 2, 1 up 2, and 2 up 2. Go ahead and look, and you should see that this is a horizontal line, which makes sense because y has to equal 2 the whole time, and it only intersects the y-axis. So let's fill out our notes. In standard form, when the coefficient of x is, look, when the coefficient of x is 0, we have a horizontal line where every point on the line has the same, not x value, this time they have the same y value. So this would be like 0x plus 1y equals, what did we use? 2. Okay, so y always equaled 2, so we had like 1, 2, 2, 2, and 3, 2. Y is always the same. We know that this is actually going to be written as y equals 2 on the STAR test, and it only intersects the y-axis. You can see that here, it only intersects the y-axis. So if we have y equals -2, right, we would go down to -2, and it only hits the y-axis. And we're going to draw our line. For our values, our solutions, only y has to be -2, and we can put in any numbers for x. Okay, so the last bit of your notes. An equation like x equals 5 means the coefficient of y is, if y is not there, what number was it multiplied by? 0. So what you really had was 1x plus 0y equals 5. So we're going to talk about our a, b, and c values. That means my a value was 1, my b value was 0, and my c value was 5. And then the last thing, an equation like y equals 4 means the coefficient of x is, if x is not here, what does this number have to be? Now we know that this was 1y, so go ahead and fill this in. You should know what it is.